Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here to review Zootopia as part of those movies that I've seen in theaters that I haven't really been able to review yet. I'm just gonna let you know right now that it's going to be a spoiler review. I'm going to talk pretty in depth about this film and why it's such a great movie. So if you haven't seen it, I'd go get it, like rent it or buy it on Blu-ray or whatever, watch it, and then come back and watch my review. So, what's the film about? So it's about this rabbit named Judy Hopps who wants to be a police officer and who that's been like her dream since she's a kid. And when she finally does become a police officer, she is transferred to the city of Zootopia where the motto is anyone can be anything. And when she is put on a case to find some missing mammals, she teams up with a fox who might know something about it named Nick Wilde, and they try to solve the case together. Now, first of all, what I really liked about it was the characters. Jennifer Goodwin as Judy Hopps was great. I haven't really seen her in what she's been in so far. Like, I hear she's in Once Upon a Time, but I haven't really seen it, but I see her as Judy Hopps now. Like, if I was to see her in anything else, I would be thinking of her in this because she molds into the character so well. It's really great. Jason Bateman as Nick Wilde was phenomenal. I knew it was him, but he did terrific. The supporting characters are really good as well. Like Idris Elba as Chief Bogo, he was so great to see. Jenny Slate, she she she's really good as animated characters. I talked about how she was really good in Secret Life of Pets. She does this thing with her voice where she sounds all like sweet and less, threatening, and then any second she could just go off. It's this I really like how she has her voice like that. It's really great. Um, I really like the plot in this film. This is a really interesting plot. It's kind of like the buddy cop film, so if you've seen a lot of those, it's kind of like that, but it's so original and it's so unique. Now, the world of Zootopia is beautiful. Like, one of the best parts in the film is when she's on the train. She left, like, after is the police officer, she becomes a police officer, and she's sent to Zootopia. She said goodbye to her parents all, and then she gets on the train to head over to Zootopia, and then it plays that really catchy song from Shakira, Try Everything. If you haven't really heard it, I'd hear it if you haven't seen the movie because it's really catchy. So it plays the song and it just shows the wonderment of her face looking around at the city as it's going in from the train, and you get to see all the districts like Sahara Square, Tundra Town, the city itself. It's a really well thought out, beautiful, gorgeous world. It's so good. Oh, the message in the film, like, it talks about a lot of deep stuff. It has talks of racism, sexism, affirmative action, drugs. Also, it's really funny. Like, not just the sloth trailer that it showed, but there's also like the chemistry between the main two characters, Nick and Judy, is just so great. They bounce off each other really well, and it's like how they acted well on each other and how it left off on how they could be in a relationship that fans of the movie are really wanting them to either get together or just stay friends. It's like this big argument. So if they were to do a sequel, the directors, which I'd really want to, I hear all the actors that were in it are willing to, the directors really would like to. I would really love for them to do a sequel because this could be a potential franchise. I mean, the it could be off into like little spin-offs and stuff because it's a world they created, like this world. It doesn't have to be specifically on the characters, though I would really like it to, but it could maybe go into little spin-offs and stuff. Also, like three or four specific scenes that is really good. Now, the first scene that I really liked was at the very beginning. Now, it starts off kind of goofy and, like, kiddie, but I like that because they're 9-year-olds. Like, they're like in like a little stage play or whatever, and they're saying what they want to be when they grow up, and it's cute. That's how kids act. So I'm not gonna judge it by that because it gets really darker later on. But when like one of the bullies, like Gideon Gray, when he goes over like to steal tickets, like to like take them away from what I would assume is Judy's friends. She goes in to try to defend them, and he just shoves her down, and he's all taunting her, and then she fights back. So then he just scratches her on her face, and then it's like this powerful moment, and that's what made me realize what kind of movie it would really be. Because I, from like that last trailer made me think it'd be some just fun little kid movie. But this made me realize it was gonna be something different, and I thought it would have been more powerful if she like kept the cut on her face like throughout the movie, because I don't think she has the cut on her face throughout the movie. It was just for that. I don't know why they didn't leave that, because I don't think it would have disappeared. That would have been more powerful later on in the movie. Another part that I really thought was important to the story and just for the characters was Nick's flashback. That was so sad and so shocking to see. He talks about like when he sees how Judy, like when they're have like an important part in the case, and the police officer is like treating her bad, and she focuses wanting her to resign. Now he stands up for her, and then he tells her like when they're on that guy thing or whatever, he tells her about how he was mistreated when he wanted to do something, but since everyone else, like since he was a predator and all the other people in the like Boy Scouts were prey, they saw him out, so they shoved him to the ground, put a muzzle on him, and then just laughed at him. That was so shocking to see. So he just runs out and is crying, and, like that almost got me. But I it's really hard to get me to cry in a movie, so that didn't really get me. But after he tells her, what's really heartbreaking was how he plays it off like he just immediately changes the subject and goes to like a joke, and I mean, she's still saying it's. I'm glad you told me and stuff. He's just, it's sad. I mean, that's pretty sure that's like a defense mechanism. He tells her this thing that he's probably this backstory that he's probably never told anyone before, and then he just moved on. Like it's like he didn't just tell her. He just wants to just forget about telling her. Like maybe I shouldn't have told her this because it was too sad. It's so sad. I can't stop thinking about that, about this movie, how it's just so well done. Like I said, everything is just really perfect. I don't think I have any problems with this movie, to be honest. First scene that I thought was really good was the press conference. That was a really important part in the film. It's where like after they supposedly solved the case and they found all the mammals, it turns out Lionheart like had them all kidnapped in like his mansion or whatever. Is like she's up there because they were all predators that were caught. So Judy was up there because she's the one that solved it, and she's prey. So they thought that she should be like the speaker to all these networks and news and stuff. So she's telling them how she thinks it's because of biology and in their DNA and how they're all like that. And then after that, like her and Nick have like this falling out where he confronts her on this shit, like you think I'm like that and stuff, and then they argue, and then he proves to her like how he asked her this question, "Are you afraid of me?" And she just stares at him, and then he just fake jumps at her, and she grabs this repellent that she's had her the entire time, this fox repellent that he noticed, like he pointed out when he was arguing with her, how he noticed that she had that, and then when he fake jumps at her, she pulls it out. That was another powerful moment for the characters and for the story as a whole. See, I love scenes that are really important to the story, but are also emotional for the characters that really progress their story arcs. I really like those kind of scenes. Another scene that really got to me was when she realized how wrong she was, because after that the city goes into turmoil, everyone's against each other, everyone's all scared of each other. So then she just calls quits. She just quits her job. She moves back, but then after realizing that what really was causing it, how it was like serum that was shot through like a tranquilizer dart by like a sheep, where it would turn them crazy. So after she figured out, she went over to tell Nick, but he wasn't really, wanting to talk to her because of after what happened. So she gives this heartfelt and really sad apology that made me cry. I mean, it was so sad, but it was sweet how they all joked and they got back and then they went off. They figured out what was going on, and then there was this epic train scene at the end, like where it was like really like, speaking of which, the action was really well done in this film. It's like the weasel chase, like early on. Like she's like all beat down, like, oh, I'm stuck in the maid, and all of a sudden she's able to prove herself, so she just jumps right in, and it was really fun, entertaining. This movie is just perfect, guys. I really don't have any problems with it. If I had to nitpick, I would say that Gazelle, who's Shakira, like the singer, should have just been sang the song. She should have not really been in it as much. And in case any of you like maybe thought that the villain wasn't well developed or anything, I will defend that because it could be shown like throughout how she's pushed around by Lionheart and how I mean, she probably had some bad experiences when she was younger by a predator. So when she finally gets in power and Lionheart was framed, she could finish her job on getting rid of all of them. So that's why at the end it was done like that. And it doesn't need to be this dragged out scene. I mean, I think it was just perfect. That was a really interesting villain that I wasn't really expecting to be the villain. And I thought it was really funny. There was this running gag where, like, earlier in the film, Judy had, like, the little carrot pen, how when Nick told her about how he did all this stuff, and she caught him on the tax invasion thing, and she did the same thing with Bellwether when she told out her plan like every stupid villain does in movies. And she caught it all, and then she gets arrested, and then Nick becomes a cop, and they're all together, and it's potential that there could be a sequel where they're on the case together. I would really love to see that, and it would discuss if they're gonna have a relationship or not. So overall, this is a brilliant animated movie with excellent characters, gorgeous world, really thought out, well made, excellent action set pieces, and a thoughtful, intriguing, and thought-provoking messages that are put in it, but it's not hammered down as much. And, well, my opinion at least. I mean, some people might think it's kind of hammered in, and maybe a little bit of it is, but I thought it was just right. And this is going to be my first review that will get a 10 out of 10. So, hope you guys liked my review for Zootopia, a really great film, one of the best I've seen this year. There's another one that I think it's tied with for my first place for what I've seen this year. I'll get that review out when I get to it, but I thought I would just show you like what I got. I'll plan on reviewing these when I can. First off, I will review this, I think because this came out this year, and even though it wasn't in theaters, I would still like to talk about it because I'm a huge Batman fan. I also got the comic book as well. I'll read that, and then I'll watch the animated movie, and then I'll talk about it because I heard about this controversy about Batgirl in it, and I'm really interested to see what's going on. So I'll watch it, and then I'll either get that review out next or 10 Cloverfield Lane. It depends. I also plan on reviewing 2 movies that were like straight to DVD, but were on Netflix, and it came out in 2016, so I'm gonna count it as movies I've seen in 2016. So I'll get 2 of those reviews out as well. I won't tell you exactly what they are though, but when they come out, you will know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next review. See ya.